Did the NFL Player Association just get scammed out of tens of millions of dollars via the NFT? Let's look into it. This is Around the Blockchain. If you're joining, please hit that like button. It helps us out in the algorithm, and you're definitely going to want to smash it after you see the guests we have lined up today. Maybe the best trio we have ever had in the existence of the entire internet. We're going to go ahead and start. He's taking it back. He can barely speak. It is Mine Your Biz. And Mine Your Biz, are you ready to talk about development on Cardano?
I mean, always. That's like basically what I built my entire channel on. So let's go.
All right. I love to hear it. Also on today, he's got some smoking hot takes. That is Firoz. And Firoz, I can't wait to see what you're going to bring today. Are you ready to talk a little wrong football today?
Yeah, sure. Why not? You do it slightly differently from us, but why not? Let's talk about it.
Good old American gridiron. Hey, I watched that season finale of Ted Lasso last night. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Also on today, last but not least, we have Crypto Lifer. He's ready to talk about that mass adoption. One of the key catalysts in bringing on new people. Crypto Lifer, have you done your part to expose the values of Bitcoin today?
All the time, every day. You know what I mean? Talk so much, I almost lost my voice there. No, thank you so much for having me.
That's how much he's been talking about Bitcoin. He is trying to pay for his gasoline with Bitcoin. He would not leave the gas station. It's going to be a great episode. Well, let's get right into Cardano. Cardano on easy mode. I have a tweet from IOHK. This is input output as the team behind the Cardano blockchain here. Still working on it. And I'm going to skip the first paragraph here. But Marlow essentially is a set of tools that enables the development, integration, and deployment of smart contracts on Cardano. They're saying you don't need programming skills to prototype and bring these contracts to market rapidly. They have multiple languages, JavaScript, TypeScript, Pascal are all compatible with it. Cardano seen a little bit of a DeFi bull run. We're seeing meme coins start to take off. So maybe the perfect timing to put out a suite of tools for people to develop on Cardano. But it still seems difficult. Mind your biz. I feel like this isn't going to be something easy. Do you really feel that with these set of tools, a non-programmer can now make a smart contract? Will these non-programmers make anything of substance, in your opinion?
That's a tough question to answer. But first off, I just want to say thank you again for having me on the channel. I'm proud to be on any kind of a panel with Sam Price. He's a good friend. We're becoming better friends in real life. Anybody who talks shit on Sam will have me to deal with. Just wanted to get that out of the way. Same with Firoz. Same with basically any of the guests that you bring on the channel. You do tremendous vetting, and I'm proud that you want to include me on Around the Blockchain. So just had to get out of the way. Somebody said something nasty, and can't let that stand. I'll stick up for the homies. But thank you for having me on the channel. So with tooling that makes it possible to do low code or no code, we've already seen this in the regular tech world, right? The cloud already runs on relatively low code or no code solutions. The majority of websites that you interact with on a regular basis, they're done with WordPress or Wix. And this is uncontroversial. We don't question that these have value. They can be used to have value. They say like e-commerce applications, dating sites, any number of other like websites you might want to set up on your own. If you're an enterprising young person, you can find these toolkits that make the web your playground, right? Or your canvas, we'll say, right? We'll say that instead of it being very technical, it becomes a lot more artistic, right? Where you just have a concept and a vision, and you can execute it using these very low code tools. Well, if blockchain moves that direction, I don't know that we can say from the onset that everybody who builds something with these low code or no code solutions will fail to provide value or fail to provide substance. I think it's going to be just the opposite, DZ. I think we're going to find there's something of a renaissance. We have a renaissance moment within crypto because people are able to take a creative sensibility for some business idea or some concept that they have, and then the technology will become less of a barrier. In the same way that a lot of people think that ChatGPT and Bard are going to help them duplicate themselves at work and become multimillionaires. I don't think it's going to scale that way. But when it comes to low code, no code solutions that are just building blocks or say paintbrushes for somebody to express their creative vision for a new business, I think this is a very good thing. And I think that there will be a couple of projects that come out of this that do offer substance and that make us feel like, okay, I'm happy that it became so easy for this group or that group to be able to realize their vision. certainly without something that was as simple as the OpenSea tooling, we would not have seen the massive interest in NFTs, and we would not have seen the massive TVL of on Ethereum and then other EVM chains, currently, because of OpenSea's pioneering, being first to market with that solution. Now, there may come a time where it's no longer necessary, or where we decide that other platforms are better. And I think, to kind of close the loop on that OpenSea example, many people feel that way there. But right now, being able to launch smart contracts in the Cardano ecosystem as kind of a pleb, I think it's a necessary evolution, and I think it's only positive.
No, that's a good point. Bringing up the cloud comparison, also NFT comparison. I would maybe even take it out of the tech sector almost completely. With way back with the first digital camera before getting off of film, didn't make worse movies at the theater. Just maybe more movies were made, and then cream can rise to the top there. All right, well. Firoz, in the past year, I'm kind of looking at some of the Cardano stats when it comes to smart contracts. I remember it was just a wallet. It doesn't seem that far ago. In the past year, they've got over 1,000 Plutus V1 contracts. Seems to be a little bit of a slower approach. I want to ask you, with these new rise of competing L1s and L2s, the Aptos, the Swees, the Arbitrums, can Cardano's slow and steady approach compete with this move fast and break things approach?
Well, DZ, I mean, for the Cardano fans out there, it's less about slow and steady. I'd say they're being careful and rigorous more than anything else. And a lot of it is, pretty much peer-reviewed research. Again, to make sure it's security and scalability. I think those are two main things here that we're seeing. So they're taking their time. They're trying to do it right. And at the same time, I think the other thing that you could almost argue here is we see a lot of these sort of newer L1s and L2s come out. And fine, they're coming out ready to go. But again, they're sort of coming out with issues, with problems, validations, all of these things that we kind of see along the way. And I think when you look at it from a Cardano's perspective, it's almost as if they're taking a step back, looking at the landscape, and then coming slightly after. Because there's a lot of L1s and there's a lot of L2s. And you kind of see a lot of projects rushing onto those platforms. But eventually, they're not all going to stick around forever. And a lot of these ones do have a lot of hype behind them. They have a lot of investments. They have a lot of big names behind them more than anything else. And the other thing to sort of bear in mind, though, is, I wouldn't say Cardano is necessarily competing with the L1s and L2s, but it's more, I would say, along the lines of Cardano here is, aiming to be more around interoperability. Struggle saying that word. And I think that's where their main focus is. So it's fine. You can have these L1s and L2s come along, but eventually what you are going to want to have is there's never going to be, one major king blockchain out there. There's going to be loads of different blockchains, and we're going to have to be able to jump between them, work between them, and make it easier to, DeFi from one to the other as well. So that's really my view on it.
All right. And I think JavaScript will really help. That is pretty popular coding language as far as I know. I only know the one language. That's how to speak crypto. All right. Last but not least, we have Crypto Lifer. I looked up some MinSwap DEX numbers because Cardano DeFi is on the rise. We got more smart contracts coming. I'm assuming there's going to be more DeFi applications. Cardano had an all-time high of decentralized volume yesterday. MinSwap did, let's see, I have the number here. All-time high volume of 54.98 million. Cardano, roughly about 55 million ADA. For Ethereum, probably doesn't mean much, but for Cardano, this is a new all-time high here. I want to ask you, what do you think is going to be a more bullish metric into the next year or two? Is it going to be, it is a lot easier to create DeFi applications, or is it going to be MinSwap's all-time high, people actually using the DeFi? Is it the DeFi of today taking it to this next level, or is it the DeFi of tomorrow?
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate the question. Well, the thing, I kind of look at what's happening in the market because I do a show all the time, every day. And because of that, I kind of absorb kind of the whispers, I guess you could say, like kind of the underground of what's happening in crypto. And just last week, I finally went over MemSwap and talked about it, talked about a NAMI wallet. Said, okay, you would send Cardano to this place, then you could use your NAMI wallet and you could swap on MemSwap. And Bank was a big coin. And like someone didn't even message me saying $600 turned into $9,000 in like maybe at like 36 to 48 hours or something like that. And I started paying attention. I said, what's going on over here? That little snack coin's getting some wind, starting to pump. So again, somehow the meme game is getting the basically the first initiation for people to get excited which I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. I go with the flow and I just watch kind of, it's like watching society do its thing. Like it's an interesting experiment. For somehow the meme game just gets people just excited. And if more people are going to Cardano like me, now I'm talking about tap tools every other day on my channel. Lastly, 3 days I've gone over tap tools. This is the first time I've been doing this in a while. So there's a trend and I'm feeling it. And it looks like Cardano is getting that volume. I think it can continue. It's fast and easy once people start to use it. It's quicker than, than having to wait. And it's definitely lower fees than on Uniswaps. So there's just not enough projects. They need more projects for sure to draw in more volume. It's definitely not, the pancake swap of its day. It's either, it has to begin to build now too at this peak form, and it could lose some steam. But right now, if this continues to happen and then we see some other more substantial projects, it could be exciting to see what happens as we go into the halving for Bitcoin.
Yeah, and of those 1,000 V1 contracts, hey, I didn't make one, but I paid somebody to make one with the good old JPEG junkies. I did it, but the team did. All right, well, let's move on here. We have some mass adoption imminent, according to on-chain data. I think Crypto Lifer hit the nail on the head. Guys, it might be meme tokens. I know it was going to be gaming. It was going to be the DMV, your license is an NFT. No, it appears it is going to be meme tokens. One of the top adoption methods at the time. There have been multiple meme coin cycles in crypto. However, this one is a little bit extended. It's been going longer than the previous cycles we have seen. And some are saying, look, meme coins aren't a zero-sum game. It doesn't have to be a loser for there to be a winner, because overall, it's attracting more people into the space. So overall, they're saying, hey, this is going to be a positive thing. Trying to pinpoint a few reasons why people might like meme coins. They got the tight-knit communities. Of course, they have, some that people want to be a part of. Ease of entry. You don't got to know, math equations to look at the tokenomics. Sometimes it's literally nothing. But I think the obvious reason, everybody just wants Lambos. All right, well, I'm gonna go back to you, Crypto Lifer. We're talking about Snake. You have the DJAF, you have the bank coin, you have the coin I think comes out tomorrow. It's named after a rooster. It's a similar name of a rooster here. We have a nice rise of meme coins. We saw it on ETH previously with SHIB. We saw the Doge pump right here. Is the next hot meme coin, is it going to be a new coin like a Snake, or is it going to be one of the previous coins, a Pepe, a SHIB, a Doge? What is the next hot meme coin, new or old?
There's always going to be something pumping. Like now I heard about this pink BNB. That's like kind of, that's like fluttering down into the underground right now. Seems to have made some headway. It's like AI now on, it's all, who knows? It's a bunch of nonsense. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying people even touch that coin. I'm not chilling it at all. I don't have any. These are just the funny names that I hear that just make me laugh, but it doesn't seem to matter what chain. There's always going to be meme coins. It happened in the last season too, more than people realize. Like if you were deep dive in Avalanche, Phantom, and all these other chains, there was like these, you'd almost get FOMO because like you'd be on one chain doing your thing, doing some DeFi, and then your buddy would just be like, yo, I just ran into Phantom. He's like, I got into this, spooky coin. And he's like, I just 15x 2 days later. And I'm like, man, so then you run into that chain, you want to, and as that evolves and we get more multi-chain, that's, we want interruptibility where you can just like go between every single chain. Every time I go to CoinMarketCap and I research a project and I click down and it doesn't have more than like 4 or 3 chains now, it just has like one Ethereum contract. I get I lose my enthusiasm. I'm like, I don't mind. I'm not saying Ethereum is the worst, but like I'm excited for like this world of multi-chain addresses, being able to access the coin on multiple places. So that's, so if meme coins can do that for people, because for the first time ever, you'll go like, oh, I just heard about this bank coin. And, and if people, for me, meme coins, like less than almost 1% of portfolio, even less than that. It's like pocket money, like bread money, just what you would buy, if you were buying too many donuts for the day or something, I'm just some crazy idea, but just think, throw away money. Like I'm not putting my life on a meme coin, but it's fun to play the meme coin casino on the sidelines. And Pepe was good to us. I think Pepe could be the next. I think Pepe's coming back. Honestly, okay. I don't like to speculate, but I believe Pepe's your coin that is going to be coming back hot, though. Yeah.
Okay, so it might be an old one. All right, we'll keep an eye out on that. All right. Well, speaking of meme coins, I think it's fair to say the top of the market was probably when you saw the world's richest man join SNL. It was right when Doge hit right around 70 cents. I think it peaked around Thursday night, if I'm not mistaken. He ended up posting on Saturday. down on Friday, down I think even worse on Saturday. I think we have a picture of him dressed as Wario. But Elon, I think it's fair to say that was the Doge top. The Doge top was the meme top. Firoz, the next meme cycle, will we ever recapture that much attention as when Elon hosted SNL? Was that the peak meme coin season?
Nah, look, I mean, again, it pretty much meme coin season does follow what I would say, market dynamics, supply and demand, especially really we saw that coincided with 2021. 2021 was the peak of the bull market. So whatever's been established and was already in that place was getting absolutely pumped to, high heaven more than anything else. Now, that's not to say that we're not going to see that type of effect come back in again, right? Because that's always here to stay. So guys, can you hear me? Yeah, cool. So as I was saying, again, that's always here to stay. And I think we're just going to see this come into the next bull run. There's going to be new ones, just like Sam mentioned earlier, you're going to get new ones that come in and they're always going to pump. When you get new chains coming into the space, you're always going to see a run up and a pump of meme coins on those chains, right? And it most likely will be a variation of Doge or whatever. But again, like we see, there are staple meme coins that have clearly established themselves. We've got Sheeb, we've got Doge. Those, I think, will always continue to pump when you go into the next cycle, right? And, it might not financial advice. It might be wise just to have a little bit on the side, with a bit of pocket money, whatever you have, put it to the side. But you'll always see those run up and you'll always see others run up. But, it's, for me, I just feel that a lot of this stuff just tends to follow the market cycles. They run up when something new comes in. They run up when we're sort of in a run up. And then eventually, as you see, we get that drawdown.
Firoz, is it fair to say they'll follow similar to a Litecoin strategy? Something pops and then it kind of tails behind, maybe diminishing return.
Exactly. I think we're going to see the same with Doge, to be honest. I mean, last time we saw Doge, it ran up. People did well. Prior circle, people did even better. But as you go on, it's less and less of a pump as it becomes more established in its own market cap.
So it'll be a little bit more difficult to reach a new all-time high. Maybe unlikely.
Yeah. I mean, no. Look, I personally think we will see a new all-time high for Doge for sure. As the new cycles come in, we get more money coming in, and again, when the hype and the hysteria kicks in, people want to try and make quick bank, and unfortunately, it tends to happen towards the end of that cycle where people do end up getting, left holding a bag. Somebody has to buy them.
Yeah, that's why they call it a zero-sum game. I think we have a super chat from Tax Partners. Can we stop talking about Cardano, please? Well, we're talking about meme coins for you. Let's talk about tax as well. Tax Partners, you're probably going to have a lot of people coming up asking about Pepe next April. All right, well, Mine Your Biz. I'm just going to ask your 2 cents here. Feel free to roam wherever you want to roam here. Net positive or net negative?
Wow. Net positive, net negative. Are you sure? It's kind of dangerous giving me that much latitude to answer a question like this. But as far as meme coins in general, I think probably net positive. In the same way that low code and no code innovations in any tech space are net positive, meme coins are also net positive. Now, there are some sides to the meme coin game that absolutely 100% are a zero-sum game, meaning that 100% of the gains go somewhere else and 0% of the gains go into your wallet. So be cautious. Right? I'm going to say that to the audience.
Have you been checking my wallet on chain? How do you know?
We have sources. We have ways. You know.
Okay.
We know the
okay.
But to the audience, right? Like there's a strong possibility that with some of these meme coins that 0% of the gains will ever go to your wallet. And you already know this, right? You've seen this. Like you said with the Elon Musk example, in particular with Doge. I mean, I'm old enough in this space to remember saying, hey, don't fade Doge back in 2016 before we had another run up, because memes are powerful, right? I remember when the Doge meme itself was brand new, and memes are very, very powerful. Those that get to market first and those that enjoy like that kind of enduring meme status, they're going to do really well. Shiba Inu also is doing really well. I don't think they're going away, certainly. And I think that it is net positive because it gets interest from people who would not normally otherwise be interested in crypto. I've got a quick anecdote. I personally ran a sales organization in the greater Austin, Texas area. And one of my closest friends from that job, when I was working that back in the day, he was a staunch anti-coiner, no coiner, just insisted that he didn't want to hold Bitcoin or Litecoin or anything else. And I mean, we worked this job at the same time when the ETH ICO was happening. It's been a while. and it's, for a guy who was so tech forward, we worked in a tech market. I was just shocked because he was very tech forward, and I can't name him now because he's gonna be like the walk of shame that he does at work. But he was very tech forward, one of the trainers, right, for the greater Austin, Texas area for this tech company, and then also super into Magic the Gathering cards. So I was like, okay, you like collectibles, you like collecting things. You can understand the speculative value of holding on to these pieces of cardboard, and you really understand tech at a very deep level. Why aren't you on board with crypto? And for whatever reason, for years, he just dug his heels in, and then all of a sudden, like out of the blue, he texts me, like doesn't like clear text too, like not an encrypted chat or anything. He texts me, he's like, Seth, I think I want to get a crypto, and I think I want some Doge. So I post his brand newly provisioned Doge address publicly, and the Doge community like totally embraced him and airdropped him some tokens. And it was right before all this run up. But the point is, there are people who are perfectly intelligent and who like get so many other things. And for whatever reason, meme coins are that last element, the straw that breaks the camel's back, the thing that just totally gets them to decide, like, you know what, why not? It's funny. And what is there to lose? I'll only put in as much as I could lose because it's a silly meme. And I think that it is onboarding fresh liquidity into crypto that we're not trying to like dump our bags, right? They're not our exit liquidity, but it's people who are interested who will then go on to discover stronger fundamental coins to park their long-term gains into. So I think as an onboarding mechanism, meme coins should never go away. Personally, net positive.
All right. And the worst part about that story, that guy had a Mt. Gox account way before the even hack happened. It was back when it was MTG Online Exchange. All right. Little fun Bitcoin history there. We do have a super chat from Just Jim. One of our super subs. And if you are a super sub, your name pops up green. It's a lot easier for me to parse out, much more likely for me to read it. Mine Your Biz, well-versed in the field, in my opinion. Hey, I think the scorer is signaling that. So Firoz and Crypto Lifer, they got their work cut out for them on this last topic here, where we're going to be talking about NFL. I know this is Firoz's wheelhouse too. He loves NFL. He's always talking about Kaepernick and Brady and Deflategate. He shuns soccer or European football. But no, we have a report that NFL Players Association is unable to collect $41 million after the collapse of the NFT market. There's inside sources saying this is related to the Dapper Labs NFT drop. It was from, they need to collect it from One Team Partners LLC. One Team Partners LLC, they specialize in marketing and just connecting one company to another. And then the rumors are one of their, the delinquent recipient of funds here is Dapper Labs. Again, this isn't confirmed. Could be someone else, but the rumor is Dapper Labs is negligent and over $40 million here. The loss, it accounts to $20,000 per NFL player. So it's not that many players. We're looking at a pretty steep decline here. But that being said, I don't think we have to worry about them going broke anytime soon. The NFLPA, they have about $1 billion in assets. So I don't know how much of this $40 million at $1 billion, that'd be roughly 4%. So I don't know if it's moving the needle too much here. So 42 million, relatively large number to me and you. To the NFLPA, probably not too much here. Well, I want to ask you, Mine Your Biz, just kind of just tangential here. Do you follow sports? Quick first, do you watch any sports? Football, basketball, baseball?
I don't follow team sports as very actively, but
MMA,
but I do enjoy watching. I enjoy watching him. Here, my whole thing.
We've talked about this before. I'm remembering.
The yardstick for me is that it has to be a sport that allows for physical combat as reprisal for a foul. So I love hockey because it's perfectly legal to not to cut a person, but I mean, if somebody fouls you, you should be allowed to punch him in the face. Full stop. That's my take on it.
Hey, I'm all for that. It would make basketball a lot more exciting. Especially the WNBA. All right, well, Mind Your Biz, there seems to be this cozy relationship between sports and NFTs and crypto in general. What do you think of that? Why is there such a large overlap here? Is it just the gender breakdown?
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Well, I meant more men watch sports and more men are into crypto, relatively speaking. Not any. I shouldn't even say the G word here. It's 2023.
God, I wasn't sure if that was like a loaded question trying to get me canceled because they keep trying, man. Agents of the Matrix, they're after us easy. But so I think that there is like the perfect fit between sports and NFTs because people have been so active in collectibles and sports for so long, right? I mean, several generations, right? Topps they made a name for themselves. No, they used to be a chewing gum company and they made a name for themselves in the sports collectible ecosystem because there was more money to be had in selling pieces of cardboard with sports figures, names and faces and stats on them than there was in selling people sugar, even in, prepackaged sugar in the form of chewing gum. Like, how crazy is that? I think that just kind of validates the fact that people want collectibles. They want to relive certain experiences in their lives. And we all want sort of people that we can aspire towards being like, right? We aspire towards being like some of these sports figures who are, they're bigger and faster and stronger every new season, set new records, and in many cases there are a lot of very positive role models that come out of these organizations, the organizations that run sports at that scale. So like I get it. There is a validated market there, and NFTs in their current applications, because NFTs are just, they're a tech standard, but in their current applications of being primarily digital collectibles and primarily digital assets, it's like a hand and glove proposition, right? Especially when you talk about situations like this, like the NFLPA being owed certain royalties. The highest expression of NFTs and that technology is that these royalties should pass through automatically to all the key stakeholders, such as the NFLPA. And the fact that didn't happen means that certainly this was not architected correctly. But to answer your question as directly as possible, I think it's a hand-in-glove fit between NFTs, sports collectibles, really any collectibles, but especially NFTs and sports, where you can designate those royalty splits. You don't have to have an expensive intermediary. All of the player agents and all of the organizations like this should be kept happy by the way that the technology is capable of automatically splitting those royalty fees. And so it's unfortunate this didn't work out the way it should. But yeah, sports and NFTs, hand in glove, peanut butter and jelly, name a better combo. I can't.
Yeah, you really, really can't there. I think you hit the nail on the head with the sports collectibles. I remember thinking my Ken Griffey and Frank Thomas baseball cards were going to be worth a whole lot of money in the mid-90s there. We do have a super sub just joined, Remington Peralt. This is the way. I don't know if that's an endorsement for The Mandalorian, but we do support that show. And Baby Yoda at Wendy's studio. All right, Firoz, I want to ask you, I feel like this could be one of two reasons. One, this could be a sign that sports NFTs just are dead. They didn't get that mass adoption. Maybe they made too many. They minted too many here. Or do you think this is just a victim of the bear market?
I think it's a combination of both, DZ. I mean, on one hand, the NFT market, again, is subject to the same cycles and fluctuations as the broader crypto market, similar to how we've kind of spoken about memes earlier. So I think there is that element. And of course, we've pretty much been in a bearish trend since 2021. We're not due for any type of mega pump anytime soon. So, the euphoria of jumping into the next NFT or the next craze isn't quite there yet. You only need to look at half the NFTs that we already had from the previous cycle. Where are they today? They're certainly nowhere near the valuation that they were back then. So we've got that element there. And I think the problem that you also do tend to see is, a lot of organizations may well base their operations, their future forecasts, their pricing, their estimates based at that snapshot in time in terms of what their NFTs are worth or what their NFTs have accumulated to date. And that becomes problematic because if you're not taking into consideration downturns in the market, then all of a sudden you have quite a bit of an issue later on, because when it comes down to cash flow, all of a sudden all of your forecasts, all your estimates don't add up and you have a shortfall. The shortfall is purely because the valuation is much lower than what it was when you valued it. So I think that's really what it is more than anything else. I think it's just more in terms of the time that we're in terms of the market conditions that we're in. And I'm almost certain that when we move back into a much more bullish market, and we're talking about the next bull market, we'll see all these NFTs start jumping up. Like, Top Shots, NBA, all of these things did very well, and they were very profitable at the time. And again, we're just not there yet. And when we are, I think we'll start seeing all of these NFTs from before start pumping, start rising, and again, just don't be the one holding the bag.
Yeah, and Top Shot did a great job of onboarding a whole new, wave of people here. Super sub Crypto Billy reminder: flat smack that like button, or give it an elbow drop, leg drop, or just a little tap with your finger. You don't got to go crazy breaking your keyboard and desk here. All right, Crypto Lifer. Actually, I do want an elbow drop. I was specifically, off the top rope. Lifer, I'm looking at Dapper Labs. They use the Flow blockchain to, release a lot of these NFTs, MLB, NFL. Do you think that Flow blockchain is under any scrutiny right now? Are they fearing that they might lose their partnership with NFL, do you think? Or will no one care about Flow blockchain, being involved, say 2 years from now?
I mean, we don't know what really happened yet, right? So it's still kind of FUD technically, right? I don't know, but I mean, if I'd have to deep dive in to find out really what goes on. But someone usually comes up with a smart contract and writes a 10-piece thesis on Twitter, and I've sat on one of those late at night and followed down the rabbit hole, and so we'll get to the bottom of it basically, because it should be on some smart contract somewhere where we can follow exactly what happened. So with that, we'll look to see what happens. It's kind of one of the next scenarios, the exciting mystery that we'll see again. But that's a lot of money. They'll probably write it off, in my humble opinion. Like, it's like kind of business as usual. 2-3 years from now, no one will really talk about it. They should have vetted it far better. They should have known. I still don't understand how they have like misappropriated funds. Like, if they didn't even at least get, did they get the actual NFTs? Did they resell, like, unable to resell? Are they lost on a smart contract? Did they do it on a smart contract? Like, was it paid behind the scenes and they were supposed to be developed? Like Seth, to me, is leading into like, can't, like, why, wait till Marlo comes out, put it on Cardano, as a joke. But why couldn't you have put it on an actual, its own automated system on the blockchain that would have been able to facilitate every single thing, programmed the proper way? Or maybe that was the plan and they got scammed because they didn't know what was going on in the back end, because they didn't know enough about the actual tech that they were buying. There's a bunch of different scenarios. And was it someone inside of Dapper Labs that was the programmer who was sour? Was it the whole company? And then the story just goes deeper and deeper. But it's interesting to see how much we ever do find out about it. And if they ever recover their money. So
now I do lean a little conspiratorial. I'm gonna go the opposite way this time, Lifer. I'm probably not disagreeing with anything you're saying, but they do say never attribute to conspiracy, but could be ineptitude. And if I had to guess, there's a decent non-zero chance that they didn't cash into fiat and then just watch that crypto price go down. And also, hey, even Amazon operated at a loss for, I think, over 15, 20 years. Maybe they burn more than they bring in every month. And then next thing you know, hey, that bank account, it's getting empty. All right, well, we don't know. More details are going to emerge. Flow probably still going to be used by the next cycle. If I had to guess, Dapper Labs probably still going to be around. So it will be interesting to see $20,000 per player, $40 million. Some are calling it an NFT scam. What remains to be seen, but guys, we also have a couple of super chats here. Crypto Lifer, Crypto Billy, Remington, it loves you all. Don't forget, hey, Bo Jackson. I didn't have the Bo Jackson card, but I think that is all we have time for. And the Bo Jackson of crypto, that's Mine Your Biz. That's right. He could play multiple sports here. Mine Your Biz. Feel free. Leave us with your parting thoughts, please, sir.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for having me back on the channel. And I really feel like Sam and Firoz just gave this one to me because these guys are amazing in their own right. Please do go support their work because they do phenomenal work. They get it in every single day, like Sam said. So they some talk about it. They are about it. Do support their efforts there. Just thank you for having me back on the channel. I'm just going to ask that if anybody's in the greater Los Angeles area next week, I will be at the Decentral event, also called 3XP. So if you want to come and shake hands, come and vibe, say hello face to face. I think possibly some members of the Hit Squad will be there, or the Hit Network will be there, and Bit Squad will be there. So we're gonna have a great time there. And appreciate you having me back on. And again, always humbled to be on these panels. Always humbled to be next to these giants. Thank you.
All right, and if you want to learn more about that, actually check out his Twitter. I saw that he tweeted about it a couple hours ago. So if you want to learn more about that event, please join that. And again, go down into the description. If you're not following these channels, make sure you go ahead and do that, and then leave your mama joke on one of their latest YouTube videos. Let's just engage with the algorithm here. It really helps spread adoption here, and that'll pump your bags. That's all we got. Hit that like button. Until next time, easy out.